Most people think summer is the easy season for chickens. Sun's out, hens are ranging, green things everywhere. What's to worry about? I kept a feed log for 32 years, and I'll tell you what, summer is when egg quality quietly falls apart, and most people never connect it back to what they did in June. I know what you're already thinking. He's going to tell me water and shade. You're not wrong. Both matter. But if that were the whole story, I wouldn't be making this video. What I want to show you is what happens in the space between I've got water out and I've got shade up, and a flock that actually lays well through August. That's where most backyard flocks go quietly sideways. Summer doesn't kill hens outright, it taxes them quietly. A little dehydration building day by day, the protein math drifting while no one's watching, a coop holding a full day's heat at midnight, right when the eggshell is forming. None of it looks like a crisis. The hen doesn't raise her hand. She just starts giving you thinner shells, rougher patches, and then one morning in October the production drops, and you're standing there wondering what went wrong. What went wrong was July. The eggs you're looking at in fall were decided in the middle of summer, and most of the damage was invisible while it was happening. I spent 32 years on the selling side of that counter. I watched the same summer complaints walk in every August. Soft shells, dropped production, hens going into fall looking rough. I couldn't always say the full thing back then. I'm not behind that counter anymore. 6 mistakes. Most of them free to fix once you can see them. The last one I saved on purpose. It's the one that explains why so many flocks crash right at the start of fall, just when they should still be going strong. Stay for it. The first one starts with something that looks fine until you actually walk over and touch it. Your waterer. Go touch your waterer right now. Not the outside, the water inside it. In July, a dark-colored waterer sitting in partial sun can push water temperature into the 80s before noon. A hen can technically drink warm water. What she won't do is drink as much of it. On a hot day, a laying hen needs close to 2 pints of water, nearly double what she drinks in mild weather. When the water's warm, she voluntarily pulls back. Her body knows warm water doesn't cool her the way cold water does. So she drinks less, heats up more, and starts pulling moisture from wherever she can find it. The shell gland is one of those places. Most people see thin shells show up in July and go straight to the feed or the calcium. Check the waterer first. The fix costs nothing. Move it into full shade. Change the water midday on your hottest days. In extreme heat, drop a frozen water bottle in there in the morning. Keep drinking water below about 70 degrees through the worst of the afternoon. Apple cider vinegar won't solve this. Electrolyte packets have their place when a hen is genuinely heat-stressed, panting hard, down, struggling, but they're not a daily substitute for cool, clean, fresh water. That's the tool. And it's free. Chronic mild dehydration over a full summer puts real strain on the kidneys and can speed up reproductive tract problems in older hens. She won't look sick, she'll just quietly fall behind, lay less, lay worse, and walk into fall already run down. Now here's one almost nobody does the math on. You know, hens eat less in summer. They do it to produce less body heat, and that's normal. What most people never work out is what that means for protein intake. A hen eating well in mild weather takes in 4 to 5 ounces of feed per day. In peak summer heat, that can drop to 3 or 3.5 ounces. A 20 to 25% reduction. If she's on a 16% layer feed and eating 20% less of it, her effective daily protein has fallen below what she needs to lay well and form a solid shell. Run that shortfall through 6 weeks of August heat, and you'll see it in the basket. Summer treats make it worse when you overdo them. Watermelon, cucumber, squash, fine in moderation. But a hen already eating less will trade real feed for them. A few slices is a treat. A big pile every afternoon is a meal replacement, and not a good one. 3 adjustments that help. Feed during the coolest parts of the day. First thing in the morning and again in the evening. If you can find a 17 or 18% layer ration, consider running it through summer to compensate for the intake drop. And a tablespoon of dried black soldier fly larvae or mealworms per bird per day fills the protein gap without throwing the ration off. I'll be straight with you. I rang up a lot of summer feed sales over the years. Watched the same people come back in August wondering why production had dropped. Never once said, Your birds are eating less of this bag than you think, and your summer range isn't making up the difference. I knew it. I'm saying it now. That leads right to the third one. Go look at where your feed bag is sitting. Most people store feed in a shed or garage. In summer, that space can run 90 degrees by noon. Warm, humid grain is exactly what mold needs. The mold we're concerned about, Aspergillus, can produce toxins that give no visible sign. The bag won't smell wrong. The feed won't look different. But those toxins, ingested over weeks, suppress immune function and drag down egg production in ways that look exactly like a nutrition problem. By the time you notice, it's been happening for a month. When I ran the mill, mycotoxin risk in warm weather grain was something we managed carefully. Controlled temperatures, fast turnover, regular testing. The backyard keeper with an open bag in a hot shed has none of that. It wasn't a conversation I was going to start at the counter. It is now. In summer, buy smaller bags more often. Store in a sealed hard plastic or metal bin. Once a bag is open in summer heat, use it within 2 to 3 weeks. If it's been sitting longer than that, start fresh. You can't fix this after the fact by switching bags. Prevention is the only move. Those first 3 are hiding right in front of you every single day. The waterer, the protein math, the bag on the shelf. The next 3 are the ones that'll stop you cold, because they're the mistakes people feel best about making. Here's the one that surprises people most. If your hens are ranging all summer, you've probably told yourself the protein is taking care of itself. In April and May, you'd be right. Spring pasture, tender grass, clover, early hatching bugs genuinely contributes. But by July and August, pasture that's been grazed down and heat-stressed is mostly fiber. The insects thin out on a small plot fast. To hit her protein needs from bugs alone, a hen needs serious acreage, not a backyard run. The same illusion applies to calcium. A laying hen needs roughly 4 grams per day just for shell formation. Ranging a small plot doesn't reliably deliver that. Keep oyster shell out free choice all summer, no matter how much they're ranging. That's not extra caution. That's the math. My grandfather ranged 40 hens across a full farm. Orchard edges, garden rows, field margins. That's a different system, and what those birds found out there doesn't transfer to a backyard run. If your shells are going thin and your hens are ranging all day, that's the illusion at work. Bump the protein, confirm oyster shell is out free choice, and check back in 2 to 3 weeks. The shells will tell you. If an old feed man finally telling you the plain truth is worth something, hit subscribe. I try to put one of these out most days. And if you want the whole summer flock system in one place, what to feed, what to watch for, when to supplement, it's in the playbook at earltomlin.com. Links below. Most people work hard on shade outside. That's right, and I won't knock it. But walk into your coop at dusk this week, 8 or 9 at night, and just stand there. If it's still holding the day's heat, that's your soft shell answer. Not the feed, not the calcium, not the supplement. A hen forms her eggshell over roughly 20 hours in the shell gland, and most of that work happens overnight. When the shell gland is too warm, heat stress starts having real effects above 85 degrees. The enzyme process that lays down calcium gets disrupted. The shell comes out thin, rough, sometimes with soft patches. Not because she didn't get enough calcium, because the shell gland couldn't use it properly. A coop that peaked at 100 degrees in the afternoon can hold that heat right through midnight. Shade doesn't fix this. Ventilation does. Cross-ventilation, an inlet and an outlet positioned to pull air through, drops coop temperature faster than anything else. Hardware cloth panels where predator security allows. The goal is nighttime temperature below 75 degrees for consistent shell formation. In drier climates, a wet feed sack hanging in a vent opening beats a fan moving hot air around. Know your conditions. You cannot supplement your way out of a 95-degree coop at midnight. The shell gland doesn't negotiate. Last one. This is the mistake that takes everything we've covered and turns it into a fall that didn't have to go that way. When a hen is pushed hard enough through summer, mild dehydration stacking up, protein running short, sleeping badly in a hot coop, her body can start to molt early. Not the natural fall molt triggered by shortening days. A stress molt triggered by the body's own distress signals. It can begin as quietly as late July. A few feathers here, nothing dramatic. Most people don't notice until September, when production has already dropped. By then, she's been molting for weeks. And that early molt can run directly into the fall molt. Full recovery takes 8 to 12 weeks. A hen who enters a stress molt in August may not come back to full production until November or December, heading into winter with thinner feathering than she needs. Every fall, the same people came into my store in October wondering why their hens had crashed early. Summer was always at the root of it. I didn't have a clean way to say it then. I want to say this plainly now. If you've cut back on feed this summer to save money, I understand that better than most. There are real ways to cut that bill, and this channel is full of them. But if protein drops below 16% and calcium isn't out free choice, you're not saving money. You're trading a production cliff for a discount, and the cliff costs more. Keep protein between 16 and 18%. Keep oyster shell out free choice all summer. Those aren't optional, and the internet keeps treating them like they are. Don't let it confuse you. Here's the common thread through all 6. Summer looks easy because the hens don't complain. They don't go off their feed dramatically. They don't limp. They suffer silently. And the only thing that tells the story is the egg. Thin shells, rough patches, a production drop in October that started in July. The egg basket has been trying to talk to you all summer. So here's what to do this week. 4 things. In order. Free first. 1. Check the water replacement today. Is it sitting in direct sun at noon? Move it. Touch the water at midday. If it's warm, dump it and refill. Nothing to buy. 2. Pull out your feed bag and think about where it's been sitting and how long it's been open. More than 3 weeks in a hot shed? Start fresh. Store in a sealed bin, out of the heat. 3. Put oyster shell out free choice today if it isn't already. 4 grams per hen per day for shell formation. The ranging won't cover that on a small plot. Keep the bowl full. 4. Walk into your coop at dusk this week and just stand there. If it's still holding heat, ventilation is your first project. A coop that breathes, drops temperature faster than anything you can buy. Don't try to fix all 6 this week. Pick the one that sounds most like your situation and start there. The shells will tell you within 2 to 3 weeks. Let them do that job. And while we're on the subject, cut the feed bill all you want. There are real ways to do it, and this channel is full of them. But keep protein between 16 and 18%, and keep that calcium out free choice. A hen you've cheaped out on the wrong way stops laying, and then you haven't saved a thing. You've just borrowed against your fall. Here's what 32 years at a feed counter actually taught me. The summer complaints were always the hardest ones to hear. Everything had looked fine to the owner all summer long. Birds in the yard, sun out, green things everywhere. Then October came and the bottom fell out. I sold a lot of supplements to people who needed better observation more than they needed another product. Your great-grandparents kept hens through August heat without electrolyte packets or specialty summer blends. They watched. The egg basket was their readout. It's still yours. You came in here thinking summer was the easy season. I hope you leave knowing it rewards the people who pay attention. Your hens can't raise a hand and tell you they're struggling, but that egg in the nest box this morning has been trying to say something. Go read it. I'm Earl. I spent 32 years on the wrong side of that counter, and I don't intend to waste the time I've got on the right side of it. Go check that waterer, walk your coop at dusk, take care of those birds. Next time, I'll show you what a hen actually needs to molt cleanly going into fall, so she comes back strong and doesn't drag your production all the way into December. That one will save you a long winter of wondering.